student loans, foreclosures, and repossessions. We're going to show you how the hardest negative things to be removed, but don't let me forget, I'm also going to include bankruptcies as well. So let's talk about it. My name is Mike with The Credit Game. If it's your first time on the channel, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button if it is your first time, please. It helps out the algorithm. It's how we grew the fastest credit channel ever. But it's also how we're going to help people and individuals as a nation. We're going to raise the national credit average, and that's by you sharing the videos and you subscribing to them so you can get it. I do it every single day, Monday through Friday, guys. Even on Saturdays, we're doing videos to help you achieve a better credit score so you can, fly and you don't have to have co-signers, and you could buy that dream house and the car that you want, get the credit card you want, and that's why I come to you every single day. So if you would do me a favor and subscribe, and then hit the thumbs up button because we're going to get into some of the hardest things to remove off your credit report and some of the things you need to look for to get them removed. And lastly, turn on the bell notification. 3 steps: subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on your bell notification. That's the most important one also between the 3, because that way you know that you're getting the videos every day. The more you do something, the better you get, the more you're going to master it. And that's why it's called the credit game, because it's a game. The more you play it, the better you get. So let's talk about the 3 things that are classified as collections, okay? So we have repossessions, student loans, and foreclosures, okay? Now, they are treated the same way as a collection charge-off because they're all classified the same. The one that's different is a bankruptcy. Okay, so when you're looking at something like a student loan, you may be thinking something where it says inside the account name, it may say Federal Loan Serve. That's usually what it says as the account name. It's technically still a collection, so it's treated differently. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about the first 3 before we get into bankruptcy. Okay, specifically student loans, we're going to talk about, but I want you to use the same parameters for everything. The first thing you need to do is remove all your personal information that's attached to that collection. I'm going to call it a collection: student loan, repos, and foreclosures, because they're all collections, okay? They're not housed through the courthouse, which we'll talk about in bankruptcies in a minute. You need to remove all your personal information. That includes any name, any phone number, any address, or any employment that is attached to that account that you're trying to remove. There should be one of each thing on there: one name, one phone number, one address, and one employment that matches nothing. Okay, so what you want to do is you want an address update form, a personal update information form. You send to all 3 credit bureaus and you say, I want this removed, right? Because if you look at your credit report, if you order your 3 bureau, which you guys need to get a 3 bureau credit report, and I'll put the link below, okay, get you guys a trial, is you will see that you have a bunch of addresses on there, everything you've ever lived at, every phone number you ever had on there, every alias names on there. And so what happens is when they're verifying information, they're verifying it off of the address, phone number, employment, and your alias names. So if we remove them, anything that's attached to negative first, we are in good shape, right? A lot of people don't know that. So that's your first step, okay? Second step is you want to look to make sure, and this is how anything that's incorrect, obsolete, unfair, unduly, or negative that's on your credit report, you have the right, according to the FCRA, to challenge anything that you feel is inaccurate, obsolete, unfair, unduly, or incorrect on your credit report. So as you have that right to do that, you will look at your credit report and you will see that it says specifically what we're looking for. And again, student loans, foreclosures, and repossessions. We are looking for the inaccurate information to get these removed. Specifically, you are looking for balance, payment status, and account number. Okay, so when you have your 3 bureau credit report, you want to make sure that as you go across, that those all match. Would it be incorrect information on your credit report if you saw the account number was different on that same, let's say, for example, we're trying to remove a student loan and it had the different account number? Let's say that the amount was different. Would that be incorrect information? Let's say the last time it was reported. Would that be incorrect if it wasn't? The way to remove collections, student loans, repossessions, okay, and foreclosures is to look at your credit report to make sure that everything across the board matches, okay? They all have to match. The account number, the names, everything. Look across all 3 bureaus. And if one of them is off, It's technically incorrect information, and then you're going to send the credit bureaus a letter, we'll talk about that in a minute, saying, I want this removed off my credit report because it is incorrect information. Maybe the amount's wrong. Maybe one student loan says $440, and right across on, you're looking at Equifax and it says $440 owed, and then you look at TransUnion and it says $529. That's incorrect information, okay? Maybe the account number for the same account is wrong. So that's how you remove the negative information. This applies to all three that I just spoke about. Your repossessions and your student loans and your foreclosures. That information all has to match. Now, if they don't match across the board by the status of it, so it's either paid or delinquent, you'll see either green or red, okay? And it may say, status is unpaid, or it may say okay, meaning good, and one of them may say NA, okay? If they don't match and they don't all say delinquent, you can challenge the information to the credit bureau that has the inaccurate information. So let's say we're talking about a student loan, okay? And it says your status is okay on TransUnion, and it says it's negative on Experian and Equifax. Well, then what you're going to do is you're going to send a letter to Experian and Equifax, and you're going to say, this information is inaccurate. TransUnion has it correct. It is showing that the account is in good standings, and I want it removed off the credit report. But first, let me share something with you guys. I have seen hundreds. So first of all, let me explain this to you. I have seen hundreds of student loans, bankruptcies, charge-offs, the collections, the repossessions, remove off your credit report. So when people are like, student loans are very hard to get off, they are difficult to be removed if you don't know what you're doing. Yes. Okay. They are just like slightly under the bankruptcy side of things, which is the most difficult. However, I have seen hundreds of removals. Now, does that mean that that dissolves you from having to take care of your obligation with the student loan? No. Does it mean just because it's on your credit report you don't have to pay it? No. Let me give you an example, child support. Just because the child support was removed from your credit report, does that mean that you don't have to make the payments to take care of your kids? No. It just means that it doesn't need to hold you back from getting credit cards, getting loans, driving the car you want, getting the house you want. So the credit report, okay, is just a report that holds the information, but it does not have to stop you from moving on with your life. So the easiest way, first thing you have to do, is you have to get in your personal update information form to all three credit bureaus, making sure it's one of your address, your phone number, your name, and your employment. And I want just one of each, and make sure that all of those that you're keeping do not attach to any negatives. First step. Second step is to pull up your three credit bureau report. Okay, I'm gonna put the link below so you guys get a discount as well and a trial. And then you want to match and see the inaccurate information. If it's inaccurate, you challenge it with the credit bureaus saying this information is inaccurate by indicating on there where it is inaccurate. The account number is wrong. The amount you're showing is wrong. TransUnion says it's in good standings and you're telling me it's in bad standings. That's not acceptable. I want it removed. Okay? So that's when we're talking about student loans, repossessions, and foreclosures. If we're talking about a bankruptcy, completely different, because bankruptcies are the only public record on your credit report. So a bankruptcy is actually held when you filed bankruptcy. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Some people have, some people haven't, okay? Some people were a victim, some people weren't. It could be there, it could maybe not be there. But if it is there, then you actually went down to the courthouse, or somebody did, and filed a bankruptcy on your credit report. So when you went down to the local courthouse, or somebody else did, they had to file it with the local courthouse. Now, here's how you have the best chance of removing a bankruptcy. You have to understand that the courthouse does not verify the information with the credit bureaus. So when you look at your credit report and you see that you have bankruptcies on there, okay, understand first they're on your credit report because that's how you know they're there. And then you go, what I want you to do is I want you to walk into the courthouse. Okay, go up to the clerk courts, go up to the bankruptcy court and say, do you guys verify your information with the credit bureaus? Do you send your information to the credit bureaus to verify the information? They're going to tell you no. Perfect. That's exactly what you want, because then you want a letter inside. You want them to say, okay, cool, send me a letter, or just type this out, please, or send me an email, wait there for it, saying, hey, we do not verify with the credit bureaus. You're going to take that letter, okay, and you're going to then take that back to the house, and you're going to put a freeze on your LexisNexis, okay, because there's one place that bankruptcies are usually held, okay, and that is called LexisNexis. Okay, it's the biggest public record third-party entity out there. Okay, it's what the FBI and IRS use to validate people, but it is also a housing place where bankruptcies are stored. So if we put a freeze, a security freeze on our LexisNexis, and then we have the letter from the courthouse saying, hey, we don't verify it with the credit bureaus, and you have letter number 3 in the credit game, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to have all 3 of these at the same time. You're going to have your letter from the courthouse saying that they don't verify from the credit bureaus. Number 2, you are going to make sure that you put a security freeze, which is in the credit game. I'll show you how to do that. Put a security freeze on your LexisNexis. And number 3, you're going to send letter number 3, okay? Specifically letter number 3 that's inside the credit game, okay? Now, you could do this yourself, okay? I have to legally tell you that you can do your own credit repair, or you can use the credit game to have the exact letters, and or use our third-party vendor who's the best in the world at removing this stuff for you. So I have to let you know legally that you can do this yourself, okay? Because everybody has a legal right of challenging their own information. That being said, then what you would do is you're going to send that information all at once, certified mail, never put a signature or wet signature on any document. The reason I say certified and PS, I want you to do USPS, not FedEx. USPS, certified mail, to each credit bureau. And inside that envelope, you should include the letter from the courthouse saying they don't verify from the credit bureaus. You should have your letter stating that you have put a freeze on your LexisNexis. And you should also have the letter that's indicated that's in the credit game. Again, that's basically how you want to do it. And you want to make sure that you put that in certified mail. And the reason for that is it's time-stamped. And with the everything that's going on in the world right now, it's important that you get it out and it's time-stamped, that when they receive it, that's when they start working on it. They have a certain guideline of which they have to respond back. If they fail to respond back in a certain amount of time, which is 30 days, then legally they have to remove it, okay, because they are governed as well. So that's the steps to removing a bankruptcy, okay? There's a little bit tougher, but again, over the years, the decade that I've been doing this, I have seen thousands of bankruptcies removed, thousands of student loans removed, okay? Because you're able to indicate, okay, the inaccurate information. That's the key. If it's inaccurate, okay, now sometimes they'll just update the information, which you don't want to happen. So you don't want to say, hey, update this information, because then they'll just update it and say, okay, Experian says good, TransUnion and Equifax are saying that, you know, it's bad. You know, you don't want them to update it to where it says bad all the way across the board. You say, I want it removed because it was incorrect. And that is how you remove the information, because you know that it is inaccurate. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this. You can do this 2 ways. You can do it yourself, which is fine. I've seen people do it, okay? Process anywhere between 6 months and 12 months. Generally speaking, 6 to 18 months probably in that time frame to have it done. If you're on a time crunch and you're like, hey, look, I'm trying to buy a house, trying to get a car, I want to move on my life, I don't want to wait the time that it could take, because it is time consuming, right? Bunch of letters that you're going to send, and you have to know what you're looking for, okay? I can only do a certain amount on this video to show you guys how to do it, but at the end of the day, it's about taking action. So your action can be, hey, you know what? I want to take care of this myself. You have the legal right to do it. Or B, you can call me at the credit game, and I have the staff out there that's willing to help you. Have helped thousands of people remove all kinds of negative stuff off their credit report, because we know what we're looking for, okay? We know how to handle the bankruptcies, the foreclosures, judgments, the repos, the collections, charge-offs, all the above in inquiries, okay? When you know what you're looking for because you've been playing the game very long, it's easy to send the right information. The credit game gives you everything. Again, the credit game, I had bankruptcy, I had foreclosure, I had collections, charge-offs, I had a 505 credit score, okay? I built the credit game for me. And so I know it works because I'm an 827 now, and I've been there for the last 7 years. So if you guys want access to the credit game, all you gotta do is say, you know what, I'm ready to take action. By the way, free elite credit repair today with any of my programs. So not only do you get that, but you'll have access to the #1 vendor in the world for the fastest results to help you remove it as well. Purchase of any of my programs, I'm giving you free elite credit repair today for the first 5 callers that call in. They will get access to elite credit repair for free with any of the programs, whether it's associates, bachelors, masters, any of them, okay? So not only will you have that, but you'll have all the proprietary letters, all the information. You can help out friends, family, coworkers, all your clients with that information, plus you get the free elite credit repair. I'll even throw up to 75% off of Tradelines as well, off competitor prices, if you guys are the first 5 callers. First 5 callers, you have to say, hey, I watched the YouTube video, I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay, 904-420-7772. Again, you guys have the legal right to do it. You can follow this video. And again, the timeline is somewhere between 6 and 18 months. Okay, if you want results in 60 days, generally 60 days to 90 days at most, then you go through the professionals that are trained to do this for you. So thank you guys for watching. This is the hardest things to get removed off your credit report. That's why I wanted to do this video, to give you the best description. Thank you guys. Again, subscribe, turn on your bell notification, smash the like button, and call me if you want help because you have something to do. You're tired of being sick and tired and you're ready to move on with your life. 904-420-7772. My name is Mike. I'll be waiting on your call. Take care.